key to personal growth, creativity, innovation, success, better relationships, and a fulfilled life. For us to understand self-awareness, we have to define it from a holistic point of view. That is, spiritually, intellectually, psychologically, physically, and emotionally. 95% of people think that they know who they are, but in reality, we only have 5 to 10% who understand who they are. The rest are trapped in a mental state of self-sabotage that is full of self-criticism and self-judgment in such a way that they cannot unravel their authentic self, explore their potential, and live their best lives. Welcome to Redempta channel that focuses on self-development, growth, and success. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. And if you're listening to me for the first time, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. Who am I? Many people have answered this question using the roles and the labels that the society has given us. You hear people saying, I am a doctor, I am a musician, I am a baker. And many times we choose the one that is so lucrative. For example, if someone is a gardener, they have great skills in baking, and they are renowned musicians, you will hear them introducing themselves as musicians. Why? Because that is how they want to be perceived, and that's how they want to be introduced. We pick many titles along the journey of life, and that's because people experience us differently. To some, we are a mother, a sister, a friend, an uncle, and to others, you are a driver, a house manager, or a doctor. The extreme comes when people label you according to the medical reports. You hear people saying, she's epileptic, or he's diabetic. I want to say that no situation is meant to find permanence in your life. There are bad seasons, but seasons change. Years may pass, roles may change, purpose may evolve, but your God-given identity remains. When you look at who am I, let's define it using 3 perceptions. Number 1, self-worth. Self-worth is how much do you like yourself? How much do you value yourself? How much do you approve of yourself? It can be positive or negative, but mostly it's determined by the level of your self-esteem. We have self-image. Self-image is how do you perceive yourself? How do you see yourself? There are people who perceive themselves as good, kind, and generous people, but there are those who perceive themselves as bad people. They don't even like themselves. They don't like their body. They don't like anything about themselves. And your self-image can affect how you think, how you feel, and the actions you take. Most of the time, our self-image is affected by our childhood experiences, the traumatic events that have taken place in our lives. And it's just simply a culmination of all our life. Then we have the third one, which is the ideal self. The ideal self is the person you want to become, the goals and the ambitions that you carry. And many times, it's not static but dynamic, because as you increase your level of knowledge, you expand the scope of what you're doing, you realize that your ambitions and your goals keep expanding, evolving, and even changing. One thing I have noticed is that when someone is convinced about their self-worth and their self-image, those people cannot be stopped by anything until they achieve their ideal self. And many times you find people making major shifts. Like you will find someone shifting from being a doctor to IT world. You will find someone shifting from being a banker to a baker. Why? Because they know who they are. They are convinced about their self-worth, their self-image, and they know who they want to become and the legacy they want to leave behind. So when you look at self-worth, self-image, and ideal self, you realize that you are able to define who you are, because then you know how you perceive yourself, you know how others perceive you, and you know who you want to become. However, the best narrative about our identity is found in God, because He is the author of life. He formed you. He knew you even before the foundations of the earth. It does not even matter the circumstances that surrounded your birth, whether fortunate or unfortunate. You were not a surprise. He knew when you will come to being. There are extraordinary abilities and giftings that God has placed in us that are supposed to be a blessing to humanity. And we also have mysteries and wisdom that is hidden in the heart of God. And only you can unlock that wisdom. Because there are things that will never manifest in the natural, in the physical, unless you engage with God. Have you seen people who are successful? We perceive them successful, but they are so unfulfilled, unhappy, unsatisfied. Why? Because they pursued other people's lives. They never understood who they are. So it is important to understand who you are. It is important to understand what you are meant to do so that you can truly be successful. I want to thank you so much for listening in. My name is Redempta, a purpose coach, a cheerleader of dreams, and I will be seeing you.